Hello, this is a video to help you do the PeerMark assignment in Turnitin.com. When you log in, you'll see an assignment inbox that is similar to this. This is not our class. This is a test class I've set up for the purposes of this video. Under your similarity index, this says 100%. I just want to point out that means that the paper that I'm using for this example is 100% plagiarized, and it's telling me that only because I've used this sample paper before. Your similarity index should be somewhere under 15%. When it's time for you to complete the assignment, you just click on Write Reviews. And you will be able to click on either one of these. In a previous video I started this, so that's why it says incomplete, so I can go back to it. When you click on this, you'll see Start Review for both of these. Sometimes it'll say Start Review and Self Review. Sometimes there'll just be one. You don't need to worry about that. Just click on whatever is here, and that's what you'll do. So I'm going to click on this one. It takes a minute to load. Here I've started this, but this is what comes up. It's a paper from one of the other students in your class, and you'll be able to see who that student is, and they will be able to see what you write as their review. There's nothing anonymous, so just keep that in mind. That's to keep everyone honest, but also if they have a question about your review, you can contact each other and discuss it. There are two steps to this assignment. The first step is to obviously go through and read the paper and answer the questions. You'll have some questions here for every PeerMark assignment. And remember that those questions, you're really answering them not for me, but for the student, to be able to see how to improve overall their paper. Some of the questions have word minimums, so you need to make sure that you meet that word count in answering the question. But you want to have it be as complete as possible. Write the answers to these as if you were writing to the author of this paper, not as if you're writing to me. Then the most important thing is to go through and use the Tools bar. This is kind of a cool little thing. Click on Tools up here. It gives you various composition marks, which you are welcome to use. It gives you text. I'm going to use blue, I think. And for my highlighter, I might use yellow. You can pick anything that you want to do there. And then you can add comments to the paper. This formatting looks correct. And then, let's say, I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to say, why end with a question? So you get the idea. What you're doing is going through that person's paper and you are giving them as much feedback as you possibly can. I want you to aim for at least 2 comments per paragraph. Think about the comments the same way that I comment on your papers when I'm grading them. You can go back to the descriptive essay and look at that. I often ask questions. I ask if you're using the right word for the context. I'll ask you if you've used commas correctly. All of that. You can do that on each other's papers as well. Anytime you have a question, if you feel like the subject is getting a little bit off track, you might point that out and say, you're starting to lose me here. Or you might say, is this the best way to organize this paragraph? Or you might say, I'm not sure that this idea helps support your thesis statement. You're trying to give them as much feedback as possible for them to be able to read it and go back and improve their paper. So when I grade your PeerMark assignment, I'm looking for complete answers to the questions, and I'm especially looking through your comments to see if you've used, if you've made good comments. So it's a 2-part assignment to do both of those. Once you're done, you can click Save. Actually, you should save whenever you can. You can save this. And that doesn't mean it's submitted, but if you get interrupted, you start one and then you get interrupted and you want to come back to it, you can do that. And then when you're done, you click Submit. I'm not going to do that now. And that's all that there is to it. Now, I know that some of you will feel awkward about this, especially the first time, and that is 100% understandable. And I've put in in D2L, in our Writing to Define module, some basics of peer editing, but here's the main principle. It's the same as the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. How do you feel about your own writing? What would be helpful? And provide that to someone else. If you see something that doesn't feel right, it feels like it might be a sentence fragment or maybe a fused sentence or a comma splice or any of those kinds of things, it's not your job to fix it for them. It's your job to point it out to them. I'll say that again. It is not your job to fix the grammar. It is your job to point out where there might be grammar errors. And then it is their job to look at it, decide if it's an error or not, and decide if they want to fix it. That's their job. So you don't have to be a grammar guru. You don't have to be perfect at this. You just have to be a reader. And you are giving them feedback as a reader, not as an expert, because none of us are experts yet. So that is it. Now, let me see if it'll let me do this. Here it is. Okay, so once I have, this is not right because I'm pretending to be a student, but once I have completed my reviews and submitted them, now as a student I can go back in and click on Read Reviews. And once the post date has passed, which I think is the 13th, you can read reviews. So you'll be able to read reviews of your own work, but also you should be able to read everybody else's work and reviews of everybody else's work as well. So it sort of opens up, if you imagine that we're in a physical classroom, it's almost like we put all the papers in a pile in the middle and you can sort through and read what might be helpful to you. Of course, you don't have to do that, but if you feel like you need more examples or you need a better sense of where you are, then that might be helpful to you as well. Okay, good luck.